What animals live in Germany's national parks? How are their populations developing? And what impact is climate change having on these specially protected areas across Germany? To answer these questions, researchers need a lot of data.
We don't have enough resources to send so many people out.
We would need at least 20 of me just classifying images.
Artificial intelligence can help there. Marco Heurich from Freiburg University is involved in a project to develop an AI-supported monitoring system. Some 13 German national parks are amongst those taking part. From the Wadden Sea in the north to the Eifel in the west, the Oder Valley in the east and the Bavarian forest in the south. Images from some 1,000 cameras are being assessed, along with hundreds of audio and climate data sources. Marco Heurich and his colleague Isabel Jorzig are checking the camera traps in the Bavarian Forest National Park.
Schauen wir mal, was drauf ist. Mit roher Gewalt. We have the camera traps and they have a sensor which triggers when something warm and quick is passing by, so basically ground-dwelling animals.
We have red deer and roe deer mostly here, and we mostly see red deer and also wild boars. What is rare are lynx and wolves, but we also see a lot of birds that are landing in front of the camera and can trigger the camera, but mostly deer.
Animal populations here are largely undisturbed. This park was set up over 50 years ago to protect the natural environment. Human activities like logging, intensive farming or road construction are not permitted. But Germany's national parks are for people too. They're places to walk, enjoy the peace and quiet and observe wildlife. In the animal enclosure in the Bavarian forest, visitors can watch the animals better than in the wild. Some 40 species of mammals and birds live in the 200-hectare area, where conditions are very close to those in the wild.
These old growth forests, they are important for biodiversity conservation. And in managed forests, normally you harvest the trees, but here they can grow, they can die, and especially the dead trees, standing and also lying, they are important because they cover 30% of the whole forest biodiversity, at least in Central Europe.
Dead trees provide a habitat for birds and insects, and a place for fungi to thrive. The rotting wood also releases nutrients into the soil and helps to improve its quality.
The idea, besides this inventory, is also to have a long-term monitoring. Then we can see trends, like for example, if the temperature is changing, like global change, hotter summer, less snow in winter, how does this affect the ecosystems and the species within the ecosystem?
Climate change is impacting the national parks. With the data, the researchers want to identify which animals and plants are best adapting to the changes. That means they need to do a lot of field trips.
The perfect thing would be that we even have a transmission from the field into the lab, but we have to go this traditional way with the SD cards, and it's also necessary because you also have to exchange batteries. Because under such harsh condition, when it's cold, the batteries are losing energy. And also like in front of the cameras, you might have grass or fern or whatever, you have to remove it. Otherwise, you will have just empty pictures. And so maintenance in the field is anyway necessary.
Back at the office, AI steps in. Various algorithms are deployed. Firstly, all the photos, including people, have to be blurred for the sake of data protection. Then a program identifies animal species. Others determine age and sex. It's up to the humans to check the work of AI. It's far from perfect.
Sometimes the AI does not see animals in the pictures, which then have to be found by humans. But also there are certain species, especially rare species, where we don't have a lot of pictures to train the AI, that the AI then cannot classify in turn. So even though sometimes the AI is really confident in its guess, a human will know that this is not true, because of course the AI can only classify what it was trained on.
But the technology still does some heavy lifting.
I think my job would be possible, but very different. So instead of managing and doing a lot of analysis, I would just sit here for hours on end classifying images.
AI can also analyse aerial images. That should make the monitoring of forests more efficient. By comparing those images with old data sets, it will also be easier to trace long-term developments.
Traditionally, the people go out and they have an inventory plot, a sample plot, and then they go out, they measure the height of the tree and the species. And our idea is to do that with AI and using ordinary data, which is already available without additional costs.
It's even possible to monitor the growth of individual trees with AI image analysis. The researchers have found out that the tallest trees stand in the far north of the national park. New sound analysis methods are also being tested as part of the AI project. The acoustic monitoring uses digital microphones to record sounds made by animals. They can even pick up ultrasound frequencies. This allows the identification of animals purely from their acoustic signals.
We get all animal calls. For example, if a lynx is calling or a roe deer is barking, but also all the bird species which are vocalizing, especially in the spring. We can record them. And it's also an idea to get the soundscape. So how is sound distributed in the protected areas?
In the future, researchers hope the data from the National Park project will provide more insights into long-term changes in animal behaviour and the environment. The new AI tools will play a vital role in the tests. But for global use, they will have to be adapted to suit regional conditions.
Das ist schön.